students, and we believe that our goal of 65 is very attainable. In reading, our problem is that only 53% of students met the standard. Our annual goal is 63%, as was already shared with you. We've also broken it down to identify what we need, how many students we need to meet at the approaches level, the meets grade level percentage, and the master's level. If we don't hit all three of those, that could impact our school rating in the new system, which I know we're not going to get this year. The district will get one, but we want to do our part to make sure that you get a good rating. The root cause in reading is that teachers need more job-embedded training to effectively implement balanced literacy. We've already started with that. We've had a couple of trainings already. We've got a Saturday training scheduled October 7th. Our teachers are coming in to continue their professional development, as well as throughout the day. And we are also holding weekly PLCs. We've managed to schedule an hour and 10 minutes every week for every grade level. And we're working with district coaches as well as our own in-house experts, people who have a good handle on balanced literacy, to move us forward in that area.
Mr. Chair, I think you answered my question. So the balanced literacy training is within our own staff, or are you bringing outside consultants or Region 20 for that balanced literacy?
We will do a combination of all of that. Right now, just to get started, we're using in-house people. We've already worked closely with the curriculum department. We are bringing in a reading coach. It's just a colleague of ours from the past that we're bringing in, who knows a lot about balanced literacy and has done some training. She's just offering her services to help our teachers.
So what about the level readers? Are y'all purchasing those as well, or when does that come into play?
Funny you should ask. We just met with the Scholastic Rep today. She came to our campus and did a presentation. We do intend to use some of our priority money for a balanced literacy room, a leveled reader book room. That will cost us $36,000. We also need to improve our classroom libraries. We're looking at a 100-book library for every teacher. Those run about $330 per set.
So, and I'm sure that staff and correct CNI is probably supporting you in some of these purchases, or is it all coming from your campus funds?
It's coming from our it will come from our priority funds that we will receive.
Well, Mr. Malik, I think this is a great opportunity for yourself and CNI department to support this campus. I love balanced literacy, so I can see, but it's expensive. I'm very familiar with it. So, if I think when you meet with staff, if there's if there's things that they need, that priority focus. Oh no, I don't know how much is priority focus this year.
90.
So they'll be receiving 90,000.
Forget it. You're right.
Yeah. I was going to say he can give us more.
Mr. Chair.
It was 20-something last year.
And just as a side note, the district, the superintendent and CNI have been super supportive of anything we've asked for.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. You're on your own.
Did we answer this question?
Okay, moving on to writing. Only 42% of students met the standard. Our goal is 60%. The root cause, when we drilled down, was that the campus did not effectively implement a consistent writing plan across the grade levels. And as Ms. Gallegos said earlier, we can focus all we want on 3 to 5, but if we don't build that foundation in pre-K to 2, it's going to be a vicious cycle. So we have already, again, started with district personnel in working with a writing plan for not just K to 5, but we're starting in pre-K. Our strategy is once again through the PLCs, but we will have a vertically aligned pre-K to 5 writing plan to help students with writing process. A lot of teachers struggle with how to teach writing. There's no real manual or anything, and so they really need to have some training, job-embedded training, to get that process moving. Math, 59% of students met the standard. Our goal is 70%. Our root cause as to why we did not do better, K to 5 teachers were not consistently planning and delivering lessons to the level of specificity required in the TEAS, which includes concrete, pictorial, and abstract. Math changes almost every year, it seems like, and I know the way I learn math doesn't even exist anymore. And so teachers really need to stay on top of their game and stay up with the most current research. And again, we've had the district math personnel on our campus at least 3 days already, as well as the instructional coaches. So we will continue again through the PLCs and working again vertically. We're planning not only horizontally across the grade level, but also vertically to assure that what fourth grade needs, third grade is giving. And finally, science. This is where we anticipate a lot of success this year. 52% of students met the standard. That's a drop from last year. One of the reasons it dropped isn't listed there, but it's because science wasn't a concern last year. 63% of students met the standard, and that's safe. So science did not take priority last year, and you see what happens. So now it is a priority, and we're shooting for 65%. We've done some restructuring of staff. We believe we have a very strong science content person teaching fifth grade science, and we've already started with some vertical alignment to assure that third and fourth are preparing those kids well for the next couple of years. Inconsistent, ineffective instruction due to lack of science content knowledge. Science is not for the weak at heart. If you don't know science content, you need to learn it, because you have to be deep in the content to be able to teach to the level of rigor of the TEKS. So we're going to, again, work in PLCs, provide ongoing science training, a lot of hands-on type learning for our teachers to be able to effectively deliver the instruction of the TEKS. And this was, do you want me to go into this? This was just a real quick synopsis. We had our first parent coffee last Thursday. They told me we would get 6 to 8 parents there. We had 30. So I was super excited about that. And this is what we presented to them in both English and Spanish. Anything else? Oh, this is the actual plan itself. This is what we summarized both in the PowerPoint as well as for the parents. So if you need some reading tonight, there you go.
No, Mr. Chair. So how often are they going to come back and report to us? Just every quarterly, or how often will they be reporting to us? I noticed right here in the little, they have a report too, no? So they're going to report again to us?
So we have to report to the state. The plan had to have some type of a measure, and our PSP has to report to the state on a quarterly basis. So the plan is set that she comes back, even though she'll be back not just at the quarter, multiple times, that do a checkpoint, and then she turns around and submits a report to the state on whether we're following our plan or not.
Can they report back to maybe beginning of second semester?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be revisiting our plan every week in our PLCs. We are getting them blown up life size, and we'll be working through those plans, and we'd be happy to give you an update anytime you want. That's it.
Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Stern.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me tonight. And first, I'd like to thank the board and cabinet. Thank you so much for entrusting me to join the Adams family this school year. And so we begin with Adams target elements. Our data shows the Index 1 target scores we're looking at for Index 1 was 60%. 2015-2016, we reported at 57%, and you can see that there was a drop we ended with 53% this last school year. Looking at Index 2, the target score was 32. You can see in 2015-2016, we scored a 41%, and we went up actually in 2016-2017 with 46, and again, we're looking at student growth. Index 3, our target score was 28. Again, looking at the growth in 32% in 2015-2016, and looking that we dropped, and this is where we did not meet our index. And again, this is looking at our economically disadvantaged students, and you can see that ties in with Index 1 with student achievement. And Index 4, that is, our target score was 12. We scored an 18, 2015-2016, and we stayed the same at 18%. For this upcoming school year, we've created some goals with our campus leadership team. Our goals are big, and we're shooting for at reading, again, at 54%. Our goal is to be at 70%. Writing from 42% to 60%. Math, 53% to 70%, and science 39 to 60%. And I know that that is a big goal, but as mentioned, as we have been working closely with our science coordinator and looking at the 5E model, if we know that we are teaching that in pre-K guidelines in kinder through 5th grade, we know that we can have that, we can see that. When we met with our campus leadership team, we looked and identified the root cause for the problems that we're having at Adams Elementary. And something that we identified is the lack of understanding the correlation between the TEKS and our daily practice and core content areas. Looking at kinder through 5th grade teachers lack calibration and planning time to deepen their understanding of the TEKS and the use of resources that support implementation. And there is a lack of vertically aligned plan for all core content instruction. Our target elements include will be implemented and monitored throughout the year while the campus engages in deeper learning on the TASTE continuous improvement plan process, and our focuses will be reading, writing, math, and science. Target element 1, pre-K through 5th grade teachers will participate in weekly POCs designed to provide ongoing training and support for building the capacity, knowledge, and understanding of the TEKS. POCs will also include professional learning on data dialogue, lesson planning, instructional strategies, and TEKS resources. Target element 2, pre-K through 5th grade teachers will collaborate as a team on a 6-week basis. Collaborations will include professional learning, look ahead for effective lesson planning, and assessment reviews. Target element 3, understanding and implementation of the TEKS resource system through ongoing training and monitoring by campus administration. And also target element 4, implementation of weekly walkthroughs with focused feedback on specific instructional strategies, actions as identified by administration. And this is the data I believe that you have also in front of you.
Real quick, Mr. Chair. So when you made reference to the TEKS resource system, is that the one from Region 20, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
correct.
All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Questions?
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you so much.
Thank both of you. Great job.
And Doctor, I just have one question for you real quick. Do you have any advice or suggestions for how you got so many parents to come into that coffee?
Advertising.
Advertising, really?
We stood at dismissal the day before in the morning and handed flyers to cars so couldn't get away. And then we have students holding sandwich board signs, parent copies.
That's amazing. Yes, ma'am.
I didn't do all that, but we had 28 people in 10 hours, and we also had 3 hours.
Wow. So, I just really feel good when we have that kind of parent involvement. That's awesome, and I think that's going to be part of the success is that parent involvement. Of course, and I think everybody knows that. Okay, moving on. Any other questions? Okay, let's go forward to 7A. Oh, okay, 7A. I got to read all this stuff, guys. This is a lot of stuff. So I got to read everything.
Mr. Quesada, excuse me, sir,
Yes.
that those two actually need to be approved by the board, sir.
I was just about to say that. Thank you for mentioning that. So at this time, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the presentations of the targeted improvement plans for Stowell, Flanders Elementary, and the targeted elements for Adams Elementary.
Okay, we have a motion. He beat you to it. I have a second by Mr. Moreno. Do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, can I take the vote? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much, ladies. Now 7, I gotta read all this stuff, guys. 7, convening closed session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Section 551-071 through 551-084. 7A, the board will discuss the recommended regular personnel report, TGC 551-074. 7B, consultation with attorneys regarding the purchase of real property located at 215 Mosley to expand the district facilities and adoption of the resolution regarding purchase and authorization of superintendent to execute the required documents TGC 551.071 and TGC 551.072. 7C, discussion concerning district options regarding the disposition of the district's 100 acres located in the southern boundaries TGC 551.071 and 551.072. D, consultation with attorneys regarding the status of district's response to TE Special Accreditation Investigation TGC 551.071. E, discussion and consider the superintendent's evaluation instrument and consultation with attorneys on issue TGC 551.071 and TGC 551.074. Second? Okay, I'll second. I usually don't second it, but I'll second it. Okay, all those in favor go into session. Unanimous, motion carried unanimous. It is now 7:58. We're in closed session.